Hey, if you're new to Shadow Systems, you probably have seen Foundation, Elite, War Poet, and you maybe don't really know what those words mean or what those finishes consist of. I want to walk through that now so it's very clear what you're getting for your money in the different packages, okay? I should point out really quick, I'm just going to use some example guns. This one happens to be an XR Elite. There's also a CR Elite, a DR Elite, etc. So ignore the frame size for now, focus in on the features because that's what we're really talking about. That's really what defines the price point, okay? So this is the quintessential Shadow Systems Elite look. The bronze barrel ones are always the most popular. What do the Elite models include? They have the most elite slide finishing. So you're gonna see top serrations, you're gonna see a window cut, okay? There's pocket cuts, just more slide work, more machine time on all of the Elite models, okay? The Elite models in the larger guns, now the CR it's not true, but the larger guns, it has a spiral fluted barrel, okay? So that's another more costly machining operation. We do a tritium front sight standard on Elite models. There are also some 3-dot models as well. Aluminum cover plate on the multi-footprint optic cut, aluminum flat-faced trigger, and then, of course, it's the standard Shadow Systems frame. I want to point out that the frame is one of the most important features in the shootability and performance of our guns, okay? And that same frame is unchanged across all the Foundation, Elite, War Poet models. It's the same frame. So you're going to get a lot of benefit, really the same benefit at every price point from the features of the frame, all right? So again, this gun is an XR 920. It's also available in MR and in Elite, and these are around $980 to $1,000 normally for an Elite model. They're also the most popular, even though they're the most expensive. That's weird for most gun companies. Usually the cheap stuff sells. For us, it's the more expensive stuff. And the reason for that is there's a lot in this package. If you wanted to put all of this machine time on an existing slide, that's hundreds and hundreds of dollars in a machine shop. We do it in a production setting so we can make that happen, but that's really what drives up the cost and takes it all the way up to $1,000. These features do matter, by the way. I mean, you get benefit from top serrations, okay? You do get some benefit from the window cut with the evacuation of debris. We've seen that in some law enforcement testing. You get the benefit of the spiral fluting, primarily to kind of hold oil and keep the barrel well lubricated, and then also some lightweight, faster heat dissipation, etc. Modest difference, I get it, but still there are lots of things which add up to make it kind of a better gun. A lot of people would say that the aluminum trigger is also a little bit more crisp. So there you go, that's an Elite model. Okay, here's actually an XRP Elite, so you can see it just has the compensator on the front. Lots of cool Elite models in our lineup. Now, I want to look at the Foundation models. So this is a Foundation XR 920. It's the same gun we just looked at, but it now is in the Foundation trim. What is different? Well, first, the slide is obviously more simplified. We've eliminated the extra machine time of multiple serrations, of a window cut, certainly the extra operation to cut the top of the slide with top serrations. So the machine time on this slide is significantly less, and that's a big part of what pulls the price down. So this gun, as I'm holding it, has a MAP price of $679. So it's about $300 less, okay? You might look at this gun and say, well, why is it so much less? Well, really, it's the time spent machining the slide in the barrel more than anything else, okay? Same exact frame. There's a different trigger. It's our plastic flat face trigger. A lot of people don't even notice that. The serrations or rather the flutes on the barrel are absent now. And this model, the 679 base model, has a standard white dot sight. I want to point out that our most base models still have metal sights. A lot of the other brands will go to a plastic sight for their base model guns or for all their guns. Anyway, same frame, same function, same grip, same trigger pull weight, although again, some people like the aluminum trigger better. Simplified sights, $679. And I want to add too that the pricing I'm showing you or mentioning right now is for the MR, DR, XR models. When we get to the CR, the price comes down a bit. So we'll look at that in a minute, all right? And then I want to go hit some War Poet models and we'll look at the CRs as well. So follow me. Mind if I slide in here, bud? Mind if I slide in here real quick? Sorry. So here we have several War Poet models. This one happens to be a War Poet DR model, okay, full-size gun. So you would say that this gun, in terms of its feature set, is essentially identical to the Elite models, okay? So still has top serrations, front serrations, etc. Lots of machine time, pockets, cool aesthetics, etc. This is functionally, in terms of just raw performance and features is included. It's an elite model, but an elite model with just a different aesthetic, okay? So truly the same amount of machine time, maybe even a little more in some cases on this slide, but the features that you saw on the elite model, they're all basically here on this one. Straight flutes on these barrels instead of spiral flutes, same basic function and performance, okay? And the War Poet models, they are available in the full-size DR, they're available in the MR models, which is the most popular War Poet. They're available in the CR and CRP models, okay? So we're gonna look at those now. Let's go over to the CRs. All right, we're gonna look at a CR foundation first. This is a CR foundation. It's got the same basic theme going that you saw a moment ago on the larger gun. You know, plastic trigger. It's got the more simplified slide serrations. It's got the white dot sight. These guns are $599 at retail. So they're quite a bit less than the $679 price point of a foundation in an MRDR XR size. This exact same setup as you see it here is also available on a 15+1 CR920X. I want to show this gun and highlight it in particular. Again, $599. This one happens to have a bronze barrel. This gun is maybe one of my favorite guns. I think the foundation slide trim looks great on the CRX size. You get 15+1, Shadow Systems frame and engineering, performance barrel, etc. Metal sights, $599. It's really hard to beat that. So this is one I just want to highlight. But you can see the foundation models, same theme as we saw over there. Elite models, same theme again. So here's a CRX Elite. Again, front and rear serrations, window cut. It's going to have a tritium front sight. It's going to have the top serrations, okay? So this is an example of the Elite trim on a CRX size gun. $799 is the retail price on this gun. I mean, I love them both, but if you look at the two, you might say, well, gosh, it seems like this one's a lot more. It really is all the extra machine time. I can't emphasize enough that, you know, machine time is where cost is in a production environment. Saving minutes and seconds really matters. This is why if you send somebody a slide to put an optic cut on, they charge $100 for a little bit of machine work, and it's because you have to set it up, you have to make the cuts, run the program, and it's time is money in that environment. So that's the big difference on these guns, okay? There is also a War Poet version of the CR. I just want to show those real quick. Similar theme, you guys get it by now. I believe these are also around $799 for the War Poet CR models, okay? I hope that was helpful. Remember, CR, MR, DR, XR, that tells you the story on frame size, okay? Foundation, Elite, War Poet, that tells you the story on slide cuts and features in the gun, all right? As always, if you have questions, if I didn't explain that well, let us know, and we'll try again.